Hi, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Wave at me out there if you can hear me. I know you guys are getting connected now. Good to see you guys. I see some more people joining us now. Well, perfect. Well, welcome everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're joining us from today. It's good to see you guys. Just a couple of reminders, just a few things before we get started here today. If you can change your screen name to your performer name, if you haven't done that yet, I know most of you looks like you have. You guys know the drill. Some of you have been here a few times before. I recognize some familiar faces. Good to see you guys. We asked today, I have a special guest that's here with us today, and we always ask that you try to keep your cameras on if all possible. Uh, that's always nice. She loves to be able to call on you and pick on you. Make sure that you're paying attention. No, I'm just kidding. She's not going to pick on you. She's going to have fun, um but yeah, she'd love to be able to see your smiles. I know some of you might be, driving on the way home from work or just grabbing your coffee because you're waking up. Who's just waking up? Who's starting their day off with us today? Anyone? Anyone starting their day off? You guys have already been awake. Okay, good. Anybody from Australia out there? I see a few of you. I see a few Aussies out there. There you are. See, I knew. Well, welcome you guys. It's good to see you guys. Just a real quick recap. If you guys have any questions at all, my guest is actually going to open up this later on towards throughout to be able to answer questions. And when she does, I encourage you guys to pick her brain, right? She's got a lot of experience in the industry and she's going to tell you some of that and talk to you about that experience. And you guys are going to get familiar with who she is and what she's done. But when she asks questions, please ask her really good questions about the subject she's talking about, right? Or even about her, what her favorite color might be. Uh, I'm sure she's okay with answering those questions, right? But if you do ask questions about like the platform, like how do I get, where do I find my commercial scripts or where do I find my performer manual? She has no idea where those are located because she doesn't, unfortunately, she's not a part of the platform. She's just a special guest with us today. So you guys do have an email though that you can direct to the team if you do have questions. I know that there's a way on the chat in the platform that you guys can ask those questions. So if you do have any of those types of questions, please do send those through the platform. Lauren and the team do check those emails regularly. So be patient with them. They might be on a different time zone than you are. So, but they do try to answer each and every question that they get asked. Anybody nervous for today's session today? Anyone nervous? No, nobody's nervous. Well, I'm nervous. I'm nervous what's about to happen now. No, I'm excited to be with you guys. I'm actually on I'm in Arizona right now. Last time I was here hosting, I think I was in Puerto Rico. And then
Yes, we're
it was yeah, okay, yeah, it's been a few weeks. And then I was in but since then I've been in Germany, I've been to Italy, I've been to where else did I go? New York, and now I'm here in Arizona. And my next stop is LA in 2 weeks. So I'm excited about that. Anybody from LA
oh,
there?
we'll
Anyone?
have to get together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
if
will
we
be
have time.
there. I will be there 2 weeks from now. So the weekend for the preview event. So we will I'll be out there. I'm not sure exactly the amount of days I'll be there, but definitely for at least 3 or 4 days. So I'm excited. I haven't been to LA. It's been a minute. So ready for some good weather. Anybody in LA out there today? Nobody in LA? Anybody want to go to LA? Anybody want to join me in LA in a couple weeks? Let's just do that. And then we'll all go to Disney World. We'll or Disneyland. We'll make it a day. Monday. All right. Well, I don't want to waste any more time. I do have a guest that has a lot of knowledge for you guys. So I'm gonna let her introduce herself to you guys, and she can do a better job than I can. And then let's go ahead and give a round of snaps for our guests today. Thank you for joining us, and the floor is yours. Take it away.
Okay, let me see. There you are. Now I see everybody. Hello, everyone. My name is Von Schaack. It's very nice to meet you. Snap, snap, snap. So we're going to cover, I'm going to give you kind of an outline of what we're going to cover. I am going to have you all at some point stand up, and wherever you are, hopefully you have a little bit of room to walk or to pose. Definitely, we're going to cover what you do at the bottom of the runway, how you start at the top of the runway. It's an hour and a half is not enough time for me to basically go into a full-on teaching course, but I'll pinpoint certain things, do's and don'ts on the runway. And then maybe I'll have somebody walk for me, and then I can critique, and I will walk for you and show you exactly, how it's done, in the fashion world. Some of you may have already had some classes, so we can build on that. We're also going to talk about print, posing, and then I'm going to, Jeremy is going to put in the chat, he's going to put a commercial up. It's a Jack in the Box commercial. I'm going to teach you how to break it down. So we're going to talk a little bit about acting too. Truthfully, when you try to find an agent and you interview with an agent, they're going to ask you, do you know how to do a commercial? Can you slate? Can you speak? Are you afraid of being in front of the camera? Most of the time, most of people who are models also are actors, but not always. And the truth is, you're much more valuable if you can, even if you're not a full-fledged actor, where you're not doing TV or film, you at least need, as a model, to know how to break down a commercial and actually perform a commercial for an audition. And the reason for that is that, for instance, I was just talking to Jeremy about here in a regional market, which would be Chicago, Los Angeles, Dallas, that's in the United States. I know you guys are from other areas, but when you're in a regional market, modeling is really more, oh, I don't know what happened. Somebody's calling, and it kind of, it'll go through, but because somebody's calling, it's kind of knocked you guys off. Like, at least you can hear me. Can you hear me?
We could still see and hear you. You're good.
Oh, okay. All right. So what happens in a regional market is that they get all of these model types. We want a model-esque looking person to do Skinny Pop Popcorn. The runway shows are more during Fashion Week. The big box stores, there are big box stores, but they're fewer in the United States than there used to be because of Amazon. I'm not really sure about where you live. The print campaigns, most of them, the big ones, originate in New York or Paris or Milan. They kind of originate in the bigger markets. So if you're not in that bigger market, there's still a lot of work, but it will be more commercials and some print. But maybe it will be, the print might be for the websites. There's a lot of that going on for websites. Also, as you see when you're on your cell phone, that there are pop-up ads that pop up, and those are very lucrative as well. And then it will say, if you want, press this arrow to skip the ad. Well, that's advertising. And because people are on their phones all the time, that is what's happening in today as far as advertising goes. Everybody is doing the pop-ups. So it's very important that you know how to break down a commercial. So we're going to do that today. I want to share with you that I have a book called Modeling Success. I wrote this during COVID. Modeling Success, you have the question, I have the answer. And the reason you have the question, I have the answer is because you guys are going to ask me a lot of questions, and a lot of those answers are here in this book. Over the years, as I have coached and trained many models, because I do it for many of the agencies here in New York, in LA, and I also did it in New York. people come up with the same questions over and over again. So I decided to write a book, and each chapter is on something different. How do you get an agent? What do you bring to a modeling, a gig, and what do you carry in your model bag? What different types of modeling are there? It's all broken down into little sections. So this is available on Amazon, and you just have to punch in my name, Suzanne Von Schaack, and or modeling success, and it will come up. So to get started, I wanted to talk a little bit first about print, and then we'll get up and we'll do some runway. So there are tools that you need in the business to really succeed. And just like any business, there are tools that you need. So all of you are going to eventually need what is called a comp card or a Z card. And that is a headshot on the front with your name. And on the back, there are usually 4 pictures. So this is one example. This girl is very, very, very thin, and she was more of a teen. She's not great in bathing suits because she's so thin, but she had nice long legs. So she just didn't put a bathing suit picture on there. So that is her. This girl happens to have a bathing suit on, and she is very, very upscale. But as you can see, she can also market herself and bring herself down to be kind of a tomboy look. So when you do your Z card, you want to do different looks to try to lead the client and the agent in an area so that you can show how you market yourself. So if you have a great bathing suit body, male or female, you want to put one on. If you don't, for instance, I rarely did bathing suits. I'm 5'11". I'm very, very fair skinned. Even if I get a spray tan, it looks fake because I'm so light. So I also did not have the curves in the bust area. So I'm very long waisted, so I was much better for couturier, working with couture designers. I did a lot of ready to wear catalog as well, but bathing suits were not my thing. I did not put it on my card. So you do not want to advertise what you're not good at. You want to know what your best qualities are, and that's what you want to use. So there's one girl here that I worked with and packaged and put together, and she happens to have fabulous hair, and she has a very good beauty look. So most of her pictures on her Z card are beauty. So you can see she's very pretty, and she has this fabulous hair. So we did a very nice with good makeup on the front. And then on the back, this is a beauty shot. That's a beauty shot. This one is kind of fashion and beauty. And then she does have a good bathing suit body. So we packaged her more towards cosmetics and hair. And that's basically, she does a lot of runway too, but that's where she makes her money. So I'm just giving you these examples because I'm trying to help you think about yourself. How do I package myself? How do I brand myself, right? And if you're very athletic, and you can do a lot of athletic active wear for print. If you're volleyball, you do soccer, and you're that type of girl or guy, you can wear those types of clothing and put it on your card. And that will lead people into, oh, okay, maybe you're not a couture model, you're not 5'11", and maybe you're 5'6", 5'7", but you can do active wear. That's what you want to put on your Z card, okay? Here's an example of a guy. He happens to have muscles, which he wanted to show that he's in really good shape. But he has a lot of active wear on the back, but he does look good in a suit. So he put a suit on there as well. But as you can see, he's really promoting himself as a buff, kind of active wear guy. Do you see that? So he's branding himself in that way. Okay, and then you will have your stats at the bottom, which would be your height, your shoe, you know, your weight. Sometimes they ask for your weight or your sizes. He has them up here. Height, shoe, waist, shirt, length of sleeve, his inseam, and then he has his hair brown, eyes brown, and then his name was on the front. Okay, the reason you need this, it's very important, is so I produce fashion shows as well. So when I do a casting, I'm maybe seeing 100 people at a time, men, women, children. I'm seeing across the board for a show. If you show up and you are fabulous, but I'm seeing 100 people and you don't have anything to leave behind to me, I don't have time to stand up and take a picture of you. You know, if you don't have a Z card yet, just a headshot with your information on the back, like an acting headshot. That's better than bringing nothing. Okay. I really, you know, every client needs something, because as you can see, he auditioned for me and I made notes down at the bottom, right? So everybody takes notes, and everybody who casts has a good pile, the yes pile, and a no pile. And then they have a maybe pile. And they have a way of coding, you know, like a definite, you know, if it's for walking or print. Sometimes you only need 2 people, a guy and a girl, for print. But when you do a fashion show, you usually need 10 girls, 10 guys, and maybe 7 or 8 kids, sometimes more. I have a show coming up where I have 70 models. Nobody is making a change. Everybody wears one garment. So to cast that many people, you have to, you know, 70 people that I have to cast, I have to see double that, like 140 people. And that's usually done in 2 days. And the first thing that happens is you get their Z cards. They're just sort of sent to you, and you go through them and say, send this one, this one, this one. And then there'll be a pile that you don't send because you don't quite fit the designer's mode of what they're looking for. Okay. So there's a whole pre-thing that's for casting that's done before you ever get seen in person. Okay, so it's very organized, and technology has made it so that we can see Z cards and you know, or headshots and things can be sent through agents to casting, so that you can kind of weed out and then decide who you want to see. So your pictures are the #1 most important thing that you need to get through the door. If you don't have good pictures, you may not get asked to the audition. And they're usually put up on LA Casting. So also your pictures are going to get you through the door to get the agent, who's then going to use the pictures to go on the Actors Access or LA Casting that's sent out to casting directors when, you know, if you're the right type for the job. So pictures, 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 very important. Okay. So since we're talking about pictures, let me just show you something. Okay. So does anyone know? If you do, just shout it out, unmute yourself. Does anybody know what this is? Has pictures in it. Does anybody know what this is?
Is this a portfolio?
Yes, it's a portfolio. Okay, so all of you will need a portfolio. Jeremy may have a place for you to get portfolios. Jeremy, do you?
I do not, no.
Okay, so I'm going to then offer some information. So Models Mart is online. And you can just go online to Model Smart. It's actually in New York, but it's all online now. And they have portfolios like this that are just black. And you can, you only really need 10. They'll ask you, these are called acetate sheets. That's what they're called. They're plastic, but they're called acetate sheets. So you'll at least want 10. I doubt that you guys need 20. All right. Now, there are two ways of doing a portfolio today. First of all, to print pictures, at this point where you guys are starting, you're probably going to have to do what's called test shots. So you work with a photographer, you pay the photographer, you own the pictures, and then you put them in your book. All right. I have, a lot of work. Like there's a cover. I'll kind of go through this. This is a test shot. This is work. These were for a catalog for sweaters. This is editorial. Editorial is when it's in a magazine, and they're called tear sheets. When you tear them out of a magazine and you put them into your portfolio, they're called tear sheets. You want to work towards getting this, but in the beginning, you will start with doing test shots. This was with a photographer that wanted to shoot with me, and then I brought the clothes and he shot the pictures. And this is a test shot, also that one. And this first one is a test. Most of my book is work, but this is a test shot as well. Okay, so back to me telling you there are two ways of carrying your pictures around. When you print a print, I guess you can do it at Costco. I don't know if you have Costco where you are, but a print like this can be quite expensive. It's at least $20, sometimes $30 to get a really good print. So Costco, I think, does them a little bit cheaper, and you want them to be, in this book 11 by 14. So when you first start out, what I suggest, a book like this is about $30, which is not too bad from Model Smart. Okay, so when you first start out, all of you probably have iPads, right? Most of you. So you can load up your digital pictures on your iPad, and you can carry your iPad with you to an audition, and you have to have something solid to leave behind. But if a client wants to see how you photograph, and it's for, a campaign or something where you're going to be photographed, they can just look through your iPad and just go through like this, right? Just swipe through because you load it up. So you're saving yourself a lot of money in the beginning because you can just load them up and you don't have to print the pictures. Also, in the very beginning, when you're learning how to pose in front of the camera and trying to figure out your niche of where you fit because you're packaging yourself, you're not spending a lot of money on prints. However, when you start working, you get your first job, okay, and you end up in a magazine, then you need a portfolio because you can't, this would have to be photographed and added on your iPad. It could be, but then they want to see the real deal, right? So I hope that explains. I would start with the iPad. And the other thing that's going to happen is the first photo shoot that you do is still going to be a learning process. The second one that you do, you're going to know, the first one, my hands weren't quite right. Your hands and the way your feet are placed can ruin a picture. Mostly it's your face and your hands can ruin a picture if they're not positioned right. So you might do a photo shoot and maybe you'll only put 1 or 2 pictures on your iPad. And then eventually you do a second photo shoot and you say, oh, I should have used these clothes, this would have been better. And then you're going to replace those. You might get rid of them, and and you guys are also young. So as you grow, and it's, a year later or 2 years later, you look different because you're maturing. And so you replace photos much more quickly. So I suggest beginning with the iPad. When you start working, you want to have a portfolio. Okay. All right. So couple things when I'm going to talk about a couple things with posing, and then we're going to move on into talking about runway. Okay. So when you pose, a lot of models that are beginning think that they can just, that they have to continuously move, that they have to continuously just move all the time. Or they're frozen and they can't move at all. It's one or the other. All right. So the truth is that when you pose in front of a camera, you get into one pose that the photographer likes, and he will tell you to stand on a mark. All right, so it's a piece of tape, and the one foot must always be on the mark. Can everybody see my whole body, top to bottom? I hope. Okay, so one foot has to be on the mark. Can everybody see me, top to bottom? Yes?
Yeah, we can see.
Yes?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, all right. So one foot, let's start with both feet. If you want to stand, you can stand and do this with me. So if you start with both feet on your mark, and then the easiest thing to do is to say, I'm going to, if you're a guy, you're going to put your hand in the pocket. If you're a girl, you're going to put your hand on the hip. I want you to pretend like around your feet is a clock. Right now, my feet are pointed at 12 o'clock. I'm going to leave my left foot on the mark, and I'm going to put my right foot at 1 o'clock. So here I am at 1 o'clock. I've got my hands right. I don't have my fingers wide. I've got them together. And I've got this hand. I don't have a big blob here on my leg. I've got it to the side. I don't have my arms. You don't want to put your arms close to your body because it just added 10 pounds on this side and 10 pounds on this side. Makes you look very thick through the middle. You always want to have some air, a definition between your body and your arm. And then this one also, you don't want to do this. You want to have a little air. I call it air in between. Okay. So now we've got one pose. And the photographer likes it. And the light is coming from here, so it's hitting your face, right? So let me show you something. This is an umbrella, but when you're in a studio, there's an umbrella like this in white. Mine happens to be pink, but I'm pretending. So inside the umbrella is a light, right? And this points at your face. So obviously you want to work towards the light. If you work over here, your face is not lit, but they have a fill light at the bottom that's filling your body. It lights your body. And then there's a flash on the camera that also strobes here, and there's a strobe that comes straight at the front of you. So if you work this way towards the light, you're always going to be lit. Don't go too far this way, otherwise you're going to get big bags, double chin looking thing, right? Not good. Okay, so this is just for demonstration. All right, so here you are looking at you, the light is coming here, and you've got your one foot at 12 o'clock on the mark and one foot at 1 o'clock. I don't want you to move from this. I don't want you moving all over the place. So when the photographer says, hold that, then, and it's looking good with the clothes that you're wearing, then all you do is move your head. And your head can be straight on, a little to the left, right, going towards the light. You can look over here and then bring your eyes back, chin down, and go 3/4. So let me show you how it would go. Okay, if all of you would just do this, like you're the photographer. Here I am in pose 1, and I'm smiling. Pose 2, I'm turning 3/4. I'm going to tilt my head to the left and smile. I haven't moved my body or my pose. I'm going to now give you a sophisticated look. So I've gone through at least 4 different looks. Click, 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 and I have not moved. Okay? The photographer liked exactly the pose. And so you exhaust all of your movements with your head. Then you exhaust the movement with your hands. So now let's put 2 hands on your hips. Don't move your legs yet. And do the same thing. Start playing with the camera, you know, and you make the camera a person. So you don't say you're flirting with the camera. I'm going to put this word in my head, flirt. But I'm thinking of somebody, a guy, maybe a famous movie star that if I saw him, I would like to flirt with. And it will bring you alive in your face. So somebody's home here. You see all those little tiny nuances, right? Okay, so that's the way you work a camera. That's the way the ones that you have, you know, as household words, the models that you know, that's how they work the camera. The people who try to do what the stars do and don't know about putting a word in their head or whatever, they're doing this. They're flat, or they're moving all over the place, and the photographer has to constantly try to keep up with them to focus on them. Even if they're on their mark and they're moving all over the place, the photographer has to keep focusing. You want to get into one spot, let him focus, and then work the magic in your attitude and the way you warm up to whoever you're flirting with. Flirting with, having sophistication, you know, put different words in your head and let it come out. Also, the words have to kind of go with what you're wearing. If I was wearing a beautiful ball gown, I would be a little bit different. I still have not moved my feet. Now, when you exhaust everything with your facial and your turning of your head and your hands here or your hands here or your hands here, and by the way, if you put your hands behind your back, you can't just have 2 elbows sticking out. The hands behind the back would be low, and then you see air. Do you see? You can see some air. It's not this, right? It's not up here with making you look like you're going to go cock-a-doodle-doo, you know. It's a little bit more like that. My hands are like this, at my back. All right, now you've exhausted everything, so now you want to move from 1 o'clock, let's say, to 6 o'clock. That means I put my right foot at 6 o'clock behind my front foot, and now I pop my front knee, and I start doing the same thing with moving my head, changing my hands, leaving my hands down. But this would be another pose. The objective in front of a camera is to try to make every single shot work, at least be in focus, and it will be in focus if you're moving the way I'm telling you, in focus, that we can see how you know, your smile, your attitude, whatever's in your head, flirt, sassy, cutesy, you know, all of those looks. So how do you practice this? You get in front of a mirror and you pretend that there's a clock at your feet. You get into one pose and you start playing. Now, it's always good to have a friend who can just snap. It's so easy today to practice because we have iPhones. So somebody can play photographer, and as you do your moves, get yourself dressed up in some kind of an outfit like that you think that you could take pictures for your Z card or your comp card, and practice. Practice moving, practice going back to 6 o'clock. You can even go to 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, out to the side. And for a guy, he doesn't pop his knee, he puts his leg down flat. Guys are a little bit more like this. If you have a jacket on, they hold their lapels. Guys are a little bit more simple, where girls are a little bit more posy. Okay? And you don't always have to direct towards the camera. You can look away from the camera and then come back to the camera. All right, so those are some tips for posing. Do I have any questions about any of that? Okay, if you think of any questions about the posing or your Z card or the tools that you need, write them down and then I'll answer at the very end, because we're going to move on. I'm going to try to cover a lot of topics. Okay, so now let's move on to runway. And this is where I basically made most of my money. I was discovered by Givenchy. And and strangely enough, I was just producing a fashion show, and Michael Cinco, who's from Dubai, I introduced myself. I said, I'm the producer of the show. And he took one look at me. He said, I want you in the show. I said, I don't do that anymore. I produce fashion shows. I kind of don't do that anymore. You know, I really, you know, I've hired the models to be in your show. Oh, I want you. I said, well, I only you'd have to talk to the client. Well, guess what? I walked in the show, and it was fun. I hadn't done it in, you know, I'm training people all the time because I'm older now. So I'm producing, I'm writing and starring in my own movies and, you know, winning awards for that. I've kind of moved on to other things, but it was a huge compliment because, you know, obviously the girls were very, you know, in their 20s, and I'm definitely not in my 20s, but I had that look, and his clothes are extremely, you know, big cape that's all hand painted and sequin dress, and it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I don't know how I got off on that topic, but the deal is you want to keep your body together, right? You have to exercise. You want to make sure that you still look fit. Your posture is very important for runway. And like I said, this is where I made the bulk of my money. I did a lot of, I'll show you some of my European, I used to go back and forth from New York to Paris, Milan, Hong Kong, back to New York, and I used to do the circuit. And then I moved to California after I studied acting. And so that's kind of been more my thrust between, I did modeling and acting. And now I'm writing and producing and starring in my own films. So, but I want to give you a few tips about walking. All right. So always at the very top of the runway, when you come out, so let's just say I'm backstage right here. Okay. When you walk out, you don't want to walk out and look this way when the audience and all the video cameras and the runway is this way. You want to be what is called audience aware. So when you walk out, I'm going to be walking this way, but I'm going to be looking this way. So I walk out, I present myself, and I connected with the audience from the very, very beginning. So, and I make my pose. And it's not where you come out. I would never want to see this. You don't want to see this. And then go. You've got to always be ready backstage. So when you come out, that you're fully in that character and that you're lifted, your chest is popped out. The way your stature should be is you pull your shoulder blades back and your shoulders will go back. So everybody stand up. Everybody stand up where you are. And I just want you to get the right alignment for runway modeling, okay? So the first thing that you're going to do is we're going to pull up through the midsection, pull your shoulder blades back, which are going to put your shoulders back and your arms back. I don't want this. I want this. And your chest is popped out. All right? So now I'm going to teach you how to do an open stance. First, I'll show the girls. I'm going to turn my back to you so you can follow my feet. So you put your feet together, get in the right posture, put your right hand on your hip, step out to the right side, kick your right hip out to the right, turn your left toe to the left, and raise your left heel. All right, this is an open stance. And from the front, it looks like this. Right hand on the hip, right leg out, kick the right hip out, turn the toe to the left and raise the left heel so your knee is popped. This is an open stance. There are two different stances. This would be done with leggings, with jeans, with palazzo pants. Some cute little skirts could work in this, but obviously not a business suit. You wouldn't go out and open your legs like this. You wouldn't do it for bathing suit either, and you wouldn't do it for an evening gown. So when you walk for an evening gown or bathing suit, you do what's called a closed stance. And that's where the back foot is at an angle and the front foot is in front with the toe pointed going that way. And you kick out your left hip. So this is a closed stance. For the guys, let me do the guys. Nice posture, shoulders back. Guys, you're going to take your hand and put it in your pocket, your right pocket. You're going to step out to the right. Put all your weight on your right foot. Don't kick your hip out. Just put your weight on and you're going to turn the left toe at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so from the front, it looks like this. I don't have a pocket, so I'm going to pretend hand in the pocket, right leg out, pop your chest and pull your shoulders back, turn this left foot to the left. Now, this is a trick. You know, as actors, you get to use your full instrument. You get to use your voice. You can cry. You can laugh. You can scream. You can use your arms and make things. In modeling, it's a much harder job because you can't talk. You can't scream. You can maybe smile, give an attitude. You move inside the clothes, but it's all about weight shift and stopping and posing. That attracts the eye of the audience, okay? And that's what you want to do, is get attention brought to you and the garment you're wearing so you get the Getty images. The more Getty images you get, the more the client, the designer will hire you. Some girls go through an entire fashion show. They go to the bottom of the runway just like everybody else, and they never get a Getty image. So I'm going to show you the trick. All right. So first of all, the weight shift. When you're up at the top and you're in your pose, whether it's this for girls or this for guys, you're going to shift your weight over to the left and then walk with the right foot. Okay, it's very simple, move. For guys, you pick up your heel and just turn your toes straight forward, and then you walk. For girls, you've got your knee pop, you keep your foot to the floor, you turn, put the heel down, and walk. Okay? Now, you could see the weight shift. That will attract the eye of the audience. Then you do poses. The posing that we did just a little bit ago that I showed you for print, I want you to think of the bottom of the runway as posing for a camera. So it's the same thing. You pose right in the middle of the runway, so you're in focus with the camera. So you pose. So your first pose is the same, the open stance, then just weight shift and pop the other knee. And this is the same for guys. Pose with your knees not like this, yours is flat. Pose, shift, pose, and then you can do what's called the step out. And that would be step out towards the camera. So you've got 3 poses. You're in focus on all of these. You're going to get, the cameras are going to be going click like, click like, click like, and they're going to be able to get you on all of it. And you, for instance, in this last show for Michael Cinco, I got 10 Getty images, and they were all from different photographers. You know, there were more than one Getty image photographer there. So, and basically it's because I knew how to work the bottom. Some of the girls got nothing. You know, there were 40 people in the show, guys and girls. And to get that many Getty images, it's only because I teach it and I know what to do. So pose 1, shift your weight, pose 2. You girls can be doing this with me. And then step out towards the camera. All right, I'll turn this way so you can follow me. Pose 1. Have that alignment. It attracts the photographer. Pose 1, just shift your weight. Pose 2, pop the other leg. Step out with your head towards the camera, you know, towards the photographers. And then just turn and walk back. And for the guys, hand in the pocket, pose 1. For the guys, let's do this. Take your fingers and put them underneath your arms and your thumbs up. Just cross your arms, fingers underneath your armpits, thumbs up. Pose 1. Pose 2, drop your hands. Pose 3, step out. Very simple. Pose 1, pose 2, pose 3. And then walk back to the top of your runway and turn around and pose. Okay, do I have anybody who wants to volunteer to walk and kind of give me an idea of what I just showed? Do I have anybody? Can't see if I can see everybody. Anybody who would, oh, okay, it's, your last name is Darvish. Darvish?
Yes.
Okay, yes, okay, please, go ahead, show me.
Thank
Show
you.
us. Go ahead.
So should I start
Way
from the
back.
back?
What?
Okay, should I start from the back?
Yes, start way back. If you don't have an entrance area, just start with your pose. Perfect, that's great. Okay, show me your open stance. Turn your left foot all the way to the left. There you go, pop that knee. Good, okay. Good, give me pose 1. Okay, take your left hand and put the left hand down. There you go. Pose 2, both hands on the hip. Good. Pose 3, step out towards me. No, you're turning. I want you to step out. So watch me one more time. Very good work though. So pose 1, pose 2. You're wanting to step back. That's going to diminish you. You want to be bold and step forward. So it's pose 1, pose 2, step forward. You see, half my body's this way, half my body's that way, but as I stepped out towards the camera. So give me pose 1.
From the
Show me-
back?
No, right here at the bottom. Right here at the bottom. Pose 1. Good. Pose 2, both hands on the hips, pop the other knee. Now, take your right leg and step towards the camera. No, you turned. I want you to take the right leg and step forward. Step forward with the right leg. No, watch. Watch again. This is what you're doing. You're doing 1, 2, and you're turning, which is fine, but I want you to do this one. 1, 2, watch. I step out.
Okay, you got it.
Okay, let me see you do it. Pose 1, pose 2. Good. Step out. Nope. Take the right foot, take your right leg and step towards me. Yes, turn the other way. Take the right leg and the right shoulder and step towards me. Turn your body to the left. Okay, do this with me. Do it with me like this. Pose 1, pose 2. Take this leg and go this way. So, can you follow me?
Yeah, I am.
There you go. That's it. There you go. That's it. Okay, show me pose 1 again. Pose 1, pose 2. Okay, do that last one, step towards, there you go. Now just turn your head and walk back to the top.
Should I just turn from my left
Just
shoulder?
turn your head to the left and walk back to the hallway.
Okay.
That's it. Yay, she did it. Yes, very good. Okay, so
Just
very, very good. Brave girl for also trying, because it wasn't like I took you step by step by step by step. I kind of showed you. So I'm going to show everybody now how I would walk it so everybody can see it, and then you can practice it, okay? So I'm going to start back here. Okay, so that's the whole walk. The poses that you do at the bottom, you have to hold them 1 1,000, 2 1,000, because the photographer, when you land, he has to focus on you. So he's focusing, so hold it 1 1,000, 2 1,000, then change 1 1,000, 2 1,000, and you can even look and keep the flashes going. You can just do your head, just like I showed you for print. Then step out for when the flashes kind of die down, then step out, do another pose. And you can look this way and then back, and then turn and go back. You're going to get a whole bunch of Getty images that way. For the guys, you can do a pose 1. Bring your hands down and your chin down for pose 2. Step out for pose 3. Arms up for pose 4. Then move. It's just little slight changes. Okay? Everybody got that? Let me just check time because I want to get on to the commercial. Okay, so this is just about the right amount of time. So I want to just see very quickly if I have any questions about the modeling part, about the getting the pictures at the bottom of the runway, the Getty images. Anybody have questions about this section? Anybody? Anybody? Yes. Okay, Taylor.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, so what is like the minimum height you have to be? Because I turn 15 next week, but I'm 5'7" and I don't think I'm gonna be growing anymore. And I'm pretty sure 5'7's like the starting point. Is that right?
So, you know, what you have to have is a fabulous walk, and even at 5'7", especially with, you have a very couture look, exotic look. So if you have an amazing walk, just wear the platform with the heel, right? Which is going to make you go up further. And really tall girls like me, we don't wear the platform. So that's going to even us out. And make sure that your walk is just really perfect, pristine, perfect. And your poses and all of that, and you carry yourself well. And I don't think it's going to be a problem at 5'7". You got to always wear the right shoes and be in control of those shoes because they're higher than most everybody else's. Off the rack for print, your height is going to be perfect because, you know, they don't design like in, you know, Nordstrom, Macy's, Amazon clothing and all that. They really do it for the general public. And they kind of hit the 5'7", 5'8" mark. You know, there aren't that many women that are 5'11", you know what I'm saying? So they don't really design, they design for the masses. So for print, you're going to be perfect. But for runway in Paris, you might have a little bit of a problem because you're always going to have those shoes on when you walk through the door. You can't walk in with your tennies on, because if the girls walk in with their tennies and sometimes they change into their shoes, you're going to look really short, right? So you're going to have to always be aware of that. But I don't think it's going to be a problem. You just have to get the right shoes. The one with the platform on the bottom and then the heel at the back. Right? Yeah. Platform is about this, you know, a good one. Okay. Do I have any other questions?
Hi, I kind of have the same question. I wanted to ask you that if I've always been passionate about runway modeling, and I'm around 5'6", and I'm like facing the same problem that most of the agencies are telling that no, runways are no for you. But meanwhile, I see many plus size and 5'6" models and like pretty successful, like Paloma, if you know Paloma Assessor, and also they are runway models. And if I want to get into that, should I like start with commercials and printing? Like, should I start that first?
Great. How do I do it so that I'm actually part of the video?
Okay, I don't know if somebody else was talking. So yes, work on the commercials, work on your acting. The modeling, things will come up for plus size. You know, there's just as much stuff now today for plus and for petite as there are for really tall people.
Yeah.
So it just may be that particular agency, or if it's in a regional market, that there just isn't that much runway, period. You know, because even here in LA, there used to be so many stores when I first moved out here, and you could work every single day, and you could go up and down the coast, and you know, and go to Santa Barbara and do a show, and come back to LA and do a show, and then go to Orange County and do a show. And there wasn't as much traffic back then either, but you could do a lot, and it was seasonal. You know, there are seasons where it's more busy than others. But, and you could make a good chunk of money. But as I said, because the stores are not promoting like that so much anymore, they're doing a lot of things on social media, which we will talk about for you guys as well, about your social media accounts. You know, the business has changed a little bit because of technology. And things move very quickly, and a lot of these stores are advertising online. So they used to do a lot of in-store fashion shows. That pretty much has gone by the wayside, and there's just Fashion Week. So there's very little in the stores now, and I'm not sure what agents you're seeing and in what area. But
Yeah,
if you
I'm in Toronto, Canada.
Oh, you're in Toronto. Okay, so that's a big market.
Yeah.
So, you know, if an agent doesn't see you that way, then you're going to have to hone up your acting and your commercial skills. And then when a modeling job comes up for plus size, you go on it.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? By the way, I just want to say to all of you, it's very important that when you really start this career, that your Instagram, not as important for Facebook, but your Instagram should only have things on it that relate to modeling, acting, singing, dancing. Okay, they don't really, your clients will go and look at your Instagram and see what red carpets you've been on lately. You know, if you've posted any fashion show pictures or what designers you've been working with, if you posted any new headshots or anything like that. They're looking to kind of get an overall view of you. They really don't want to see you with your favorite pet or your family photos. Keep that more on Facebook. Your Instagram account has to be professional. So, by the way, let me give you my Instagram account. And you'll see on mine, just recently, I went to a red carpet opening for a movie called Black Creek, which is a Western with all martial artists. And these martial artists are all very well known. So you can kind of look through mine. My Instagram is SSCHAACK07. And look at other professional Instagram accounts of like Bella Hadid, you know, who's a top model. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. Jeremy just put it up on the chat. Different male models, different actors, look at their, you know, they have their fan pages is what and so you can see what they're doing, where they're performing, everything. So you want to keep your personal, maybe on Facebook. I use Facebook for personal, and everything I put on Instagram, I also put on my Facebook, but I don't put very many of my personal pictures on my Instagram. There are a few, but mostly if you go through, you can pretty much see, oh, she's an actress and she's a model and she coaches, you know, she coaches, and you can see coaching sessions and things like that. You get an overview of me. I also want to tell you that on your professional Instagram, you want to be careful what you say, because people do look, you know, and if you're doing things that you shouldn't be doing, you know, that are really personal, you know, like drinking, you know, or, you know, with friends, you don't want to put that. You want only work-related things. You want it to look professional, okay? Even political comments, you want to be very careful, because people take offense to different things, and you want to work. So, you know, keep it clean, keep it, you know, professional. Okay. All right. So all of you should have seen, Jeremy should have put up in your chat a commercial called Jack in the Box. And what I'd like all of you to do is to copy that down on a piece of paper. I want you to actually write it down on a piece of paper because I'm going to teach you how to break down a commercial so that you don't go in and just read the commercial and there's no acting. All right, so copy it down on a piece of paper. There it is, he's got it up. Take a pen and a piece of paper and copy it down. And then you need to have a pencil or a pen there where I'm going to teach you how to break it down. Okay, is everybody writing it down? I mean, I can see people that are not writing. They're sitting there, they're looking and they're reading it, but jot it down as fast as you can so that we can all work together on this. When you're done, would you just, put your hand up or put a hand, you can put a little hand thing in the corner of your screen. Let me know that you're done. There are a lot of you people, I cannot see your faces. I need to see your faces when I'm teaching you the commercial. There's Ali, Drummond, Kira, James, Shaha. I need to see your faces, please. How many of you are done? Okay. Neil is done. Okay, Taylor is done. She's got a hand up. Anybody else done copying it? Please let me see your faces. Those of you that do not have your Kira, could you put your face on the screen? James, hi, nice to meet you. Okay. Neil, are you still on here? Oh yeah, there's Kira. Okay. All right. Raise your hand if you're done so I can start explaining. All right. Miranda, are you? Oh yeah, Miranda's done. Michelle's done. Okay. Chloe, are you finished yet? You're finished? Axie, are you finished? And Bella, you done? Joseph? John is done. Okay, good. Okay. George and Michelle are done. All right. So it looks like most of you are done. Oh dear. Okay. So somebody's calling in again. I don't understand when we're on. I thought we were supposed to not, but I keep getting calls that come through. All right. So I'm going to just talk to you about, I want you to have a pen and I'm going to tell you when you break down the commercial, the first thing you do is read all the way through it. I'm going to read it for you. And then after I read it, I'm going to talk to you about breaking it down. They finally figured it out, how to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff so all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger? Jack in the Box, they left it alone. Okay, question number 1. What are we selling? Somebody answer, what are we selling?
A
Cheeseburger.
We're selling the ultimate cheeseburger. If you go to Jack in the Box, they have cheeseburger. They have all different kinds of burgers. But if you want the ultimate cheeseburger, you have to say ultimate. Okay, so circle ultimate cheeseburger. So make a circle around that because that's what you're selling. Always what you're selling you circle because you're going to punch that up a little bit when you speak. Okay, now, every place that there is a comma, a period, an exclamation point, or a dot, 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 that's where you're going to make a slash mark. So we're going to go through this together. So normally commercials they begin like run-on sentences, but I'll explain that to you in a minute. Okay, so they finally figured it out. Is there a comma there? Make a slash mark. Just go like that. Okay, how to make the ultimate cheeseburger? Make a slash mark. There should have been a period there after cheeseburger. Make a slash mark. Then, when it's in all caps, you're going to also punch that. You're going to say that a little louder. Leave it alone, exclamation mark, put a slash mark. Now, there's something called conjunctives, and I'm going to just explain it. Some of you might know what they are from English class, but just to remind you, a conjunctive are these words, and I want you to write them down. And, but, so, or. And, but, so, or. All right. What they do, those link one thought together with another thought. But every time you see an and, but, so, or, you're going to put a slash mark. So, why put pickles? Now there's an and there, so you're going to put a slash mark after pickles. Why put pickles slash and onions? Oh, and there's another and, so you're going to put a slash after onions. And all sorts of stuff. Now there's a so you're going to, between stuff and so, you're going to put another slash mark. So all you taste is the stuff. Oh, and there's an and. So between stuff and, you'll put a slash mark. And not the cheeseburger. And there's a period at the end of cheeseburger, so you make a slash mark. Jack in the Box, there's some dots, so you're going to put a slash mark there. They left it alone, slash mark. Okay, so I'm going to read it again and tell you where the slash marks are. They finally figured it out, slash mark, because there's a comma. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger, slash mark. There should have been a period there. Leave it alone, exclamation mark, slash mark. Why put pickles, slash, and onions, slash, and all sorts of stuff, slash. So all you taste is the stuff, slash, and not the cheeseburger, period, slash. Jack in the Box, slash, they left it alone, slash. Now, every time you see a slash, you're going to, I'll show you, in a cold reading, you do this. You don't do this. You never bring your head down and then up. You hold the script to your right or your left, whichever you want. And your eyes go this way and then back to the camera. So it would be, they finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. So you pick up the copy like that. You never pick up the copy down here and come up here and go down and up. It's always to the right and back like that. Now, we just broke it down into segments, so you'll know where to go between the slash marks to pick up your phrase that you're going to say. But there are a couple other things. I want you to write this down. They're called the 3 W's. The 3 W's. First W, who am I talking to? Write that down. Who am I talking to? The second W, what did they just say to me? The third W, where am I? Who am I talking to? what did they just say to me? And where am I? Now, you're not just standing on a mark on a piece of paper in front of a camera. It's here in this particular commercial, you are either at Jack in the Box inside, or you're going through a drive-through in the car. Those are the only two possibilities, unless you have picked it up and you went home and you are eating it at home. That's a possibility. There are three possibilities, okay? I think we will leave it to either inside or outside, and that either inside or in the car. You might eat it in the car. Okay. So that's the first, that's where you are. So then it's, who are you talking to? I want all of you to figure out who you're talking to, because who you choose to talk to when you begin, they finally figured it out. You talk differently to your mom and dad than you do to your best friend, who you knows all of your secrets, and you know all of theirs, and you hang out together. You talk totally different to them than you do to your mom or dad or your teacher, right? Or your aunt or your uncle. You talk differently even to your aunt and uncle than you do to your mom and dad. So who you choose to talk to is going to make the commercial come alive. All right? So now we know where we are, who we're talking to, and it has to be specific. Acting is very, very specific. So who you're talking to, let me just ask, Chloe, who are you going to be talking to?
Well, I kind of like made something up in my head, like a scene. So I thought like maybe I could be in a restaurant, like talking to a complete stranger, and I'm like butting into their booth, and I'm like, it's a good cheeseburger, isn't it?
Okay, so good. That's good thinking. But I want you to stick with the 3 W's. So you're in a restaurant. No, you're at Jack in the Box. You're inside Jack in the Box, sitting down. And who you're going to be talking to is a complete stranger. Okay, we're going to just keep it simple like that. Okay. Now, what did the complete stranger say to you that's going to make you say the first phrase of the commercial, which is, they finally figured it out? What could the complete stranger say to you? So it's, where are you? We're at Jack in the Box. Who are you talking to? The complete stranger. What did they say to you that's making you say they finally figured it out?
I think like in my head, they were like talking to themselves actually, and they were like, this is actually better than I thought it would be.
Okay, so they kind of said it, they ate it and they went, wow, this is really good. And then you would say, what's your line?
They finally figured it out.
Okay, so, and how are you going to say that? Are you going to say it with kind of excited, like they finally figured it out? Or are you going to say it like a secret? Huh? They finally figured it out. How are you going to say it?
I think maybe I would like whisper. I'd be like, they finally figured it out, eh?
Okay, good. All right. So all of these are called actors' choices. So once you know where you are, who you're talking to, what they just said, that's going to make you say, they finally figured it out, or they finally figured it out. However you're going to make the choice, that's going to be what's either going to get you the audition or not get you the audition. And I will tell you that 90% of the people who go in and do a commercial like this, number one, do not know how to break it down. So they don't even know. They might just go, they finally figured it out, how to make the ultimate cheeseburger, leave it alone. They're going to go in and do that. And they will not get a call back. They are not interesting. They're just saying words. They haven't figured anything out. So the 3 W's will give you structure of how to figure it out and to start to make choices of how to do the commercial. The big circle around ultimate cheeseburger tells you that's what you're advertising. And also when you say Jack in the Box, it's in great big capital letters. So you know you're going to have to, that's what you're advertising too, because it's in capital letters. Leave It Alone is in capital letters. So you want to be bold on that. Plus there's an exclamation mark after it, which means you've got to pop it. Okay. So I want somebody, I think, Chloe, I'm going to stick with you to do the rest of it. So I want you to take the piece of paper and hold it like I've got mine held over here to my right. And you're going to, you know who you're talking to. So, and get the first line of the commercial. And then in your head, you have to say, I'm going to actually play that part. I'm going to say it the first time for you. But normally you run it through your head. So, this is better than I thought it would be.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff so all you taste is the
Okay, I'm going to
stuff?
stop you so that we can demonstrate correctly. Okay, so I always, when you deliver the line, I don't want your eyes jumping back and forth. I want you to grab it, and it seems like forever, but it's really not. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Deliver it to the camera, right? Don't deliver it a little bit. How to make the ultimate cheese. I want the whole thing delivered. The Leave It Alone was great. Leave it alone. Then you go back to, now this is where you got a little fast. What are your choices here? I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff? So all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger. Cheeseburger should be circled again because that's what we're selling. What are your actors' choices? And anybody who has or knows can raise your hand. Anybody know what we're doing there? What do you think we're doing there on that particular, those lines? Anybody? Nobody has any thoughts? Chloe, do you have any thoughts?
Well, I'm thinking that they're just kind of listing things and they're like, ew, pickles and onions.
Yes, there you go. It's nasty to you. It's nasty. You might love pickles and you might love onions, but then what food do you not like?
Probably broccoli in a cheeseburger.
Okay, all right. So your mom says, eat your broccoli. And you go, ugh. Okay, so I want to see that when you say pickles, onions, I want to see that. So it's disgusting to you. So why put broccoli and more broccoli and more broccoli? It's like that. And it's going to increase. So, it's called substitution. So if you happen to love pickles and onions and you love all that on your burger, it's going to be hard for you to do it nasty. But think of the nastiest food that you don't like to eat, and you get all those little things in your teeth from the broccoli. And why put broccoli and more broccoli? So all you taste is the broccoli and not the cheeseburger. So you substitute until you get the rhythm of what you're saying. Okay. So let me see you do the broccoli part. Okay, go ahead.
Why put pickles?
No, I want you to do it with broccoli first.
Oh, okay. So why put broccoli and more broccoli so all you taste is the broccoli and not the cheeseburger?
Okay, now how do you feel about the cheeseburger? You kind of did that nasty. And not the cheeseburger. You love the cheeseburger, right? You ate it in the bit. They finally figured it out. You loved it. And not the cheeseburger. That's the transition. See? Okay, do it again.
Why put broccoli and broccoli and more broccoli, so all you taste is the broccoli and not the cheeseburger.
There you go. Do you guys see? Do you see? That's the acting. But you've got to be an intelligent actor to figure out what you're doing and breaking down the commercial. Now, I'm helping you and I'm going a little bit fast because we're running out of time. But this particular commercial hits every single thing that you need to know. It's got commas, it's got conjunctives, and, but, so, and, or. It's got commas, it's got big leave it alones and it's got everything. So it also has the transition of the cheeseburger. That's why I said circle ultimate cheeseburger. You're really happy when you say that. And you circle cheeseburger. You're really happy when you say that because that's what you're selling. And then you're also, the brand is Jack in the Box. All right, Chloe, I want you to do this from the top. I'm not even going to say the first thing about, oh, this is really good. I want you to run that through your head, pick up the line, and every time you have to pick up a line, go here and then bring it all back to the camera. Do the acting here, don't do it to the page. Got it? Okay, and this is technique now. Let's see how her technique goes. All right, and action.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put
No,
pickles?
don't do I mean to the page. Look, it's I mean, why put pickles? That's the phrase. What you did, you went, I mean, why? And then you came back, I mean, why put pickles? Then go back. And onions. Let me see your technique now. Okay, go ahead.
Should I start from the top?
Nope, start from I mean. Pick up the phrase.
I mean, why put pickles and onions and
Don't
all
do the and
sorts?
to the page. This is what you did. I mean, why put pickles and onions? Now, pick it up. And onions. Do it to me, do it to us, not here, here. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff so all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger?
Keep going.
Oh, sorry, should we keep going?
Uh-huh.
Jack in the Box. They left it alone.
Okay, good. So, what happens when you know the phrases and they're broken down like this, and when you know what you're doing on each, the acting is the doing. I mean, why put pickles and onions? Do you see she memorized that very quickly? And this is another thing that happens, which will make your auditions better, is you have the paper here in case you need it, but it's going to get memorized very quick because you know what you're saying, you know why you're saying it, and you know what you're doing. When you don't know what you're doing, you're buried in the paper. Okay, now, what happens when you go for an audition? In today's world, self-tapes are going away a little bit. They're doing more and more. First audition will be self-tape. The callback will be in person to the writers, director, everybody who's going to be involved with the shoot. So usually in the old days, and it's happening more and more in LA, where you do not get the copy ahead of time. You get the audition and you have to go there and you have to sign in. So I always tell everybody, go early, grab the copy because it's the first time you're going to see it. They haven't maybe sent it to you. Break it down. Don't sit there and read over it and try to mouth it and everything. Read it through, circle what you're selling, then do your slashes, then go back to your car or go to the bathroom. I would say go back to the car or in another area because there are too many actors in the bathroom and they're going to pick up what you know and copy you. So especially if you're standing in front of the mirror and you're saying it out loud, right? You don't want to make your competition better than you. You don't want to give your performance to them. So go somewhere off in a corner, to a wall, whatever, and practice it. So that's why you're going to get there early. Let's say your call time for your audition is 10:30 a.m. Get there at least 45 minutes early so you can go to the bathroom, get the copy, sit there, break it down, and rehearse it a few times. So it's close to being memorized. Never count on it being memorized. Always have the paper beside you. I suggest you take a clipboard, because when you hold a piece of paper, it makes noise, and sometimes the page turns or whatever. Just take the clipboard. It makes it much more sturdy, and you've got something to hold on to, and the paper isn't making noise. Sometimes they have the commercial around the camera, but it's really hard because some phrases will be here and some will be over here. So your eyes are always moving. It's much better to go here to here. Okay, Chloe, I'd like you to do it one more time. And then I'm going to ask if there's anybody else who would like to do it. A guy. I'd like to see a guy do it. Okay, Chloe, go all the way through. Don't stop. You're going to go all Jack in the Box, they left it alone. Okay? All right. You ready? And action.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone! I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff so all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger? Jack in the Box. They left it alone.
Very nice. Bravo. Bravo. Yes. Click, 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 click. Yay. Very good. Good personality. She used her personality. That's what you want to do. Everybody has a different personality. Everybody's going to talk to somebody differently. Okay, I need a guy to tell me who they're talking to, where they are, and what was just said. Guy, a volunteer, guy, volunteer. Do I have any guys that are volunteering? No guys. All right, do I have another girl who will volunteer? Guy or a girl, it doesn't matter. Do I have somebody? Come on. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Well, wait a minute. I know you volunteered for modeling. Taylor, let me do Taylor first, and then we'll do you. We'll do both of you since you volunteered. You're brave. Okay. Taylor, who are you
Yes.
talking to?
I'm talking to, let's say, my best friend.
And tell me your best friend's name and what is she like?
Her name's Haley, and she's very like me. She's very outgoing, has the same personality, very bubbly.
Okay, I'm talking to my friend Haley. Did you say?
Yeah.
I'm talking to my friend Haley, who's really outgoing and bubbly. That's all we need to know. That's very specific. Okay. All right. And where are you? Are you in Jack in the Box? Are you going through the drive-through? Where are you?
Sure, we can be in Jack in the Box.
In Jack in the Box. And what did Haley, who's really bubbly and fun, what did she just say to you that's going to make you say they finally figured it out?
Oh, how does that burger taste?
Okay. All right. Perfect. And you're going to go, maybe even, you can even make that yummy noise. Okay. So she goes, how does that burger taste? Okay, I want personality. So you're going to have to come up with, well, however it's going to start. By the way, every commercial starts with a run-on sentence. They finally figured it out how to make the ultimate. That first phrase is not a full sentence. So the phrases are usually, that's why you have to have, what does somebody say that's going to make you say this?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Off to the side, the paper, got it off to the side, and you're going to go from here to here. All right. And action.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff when all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger? Jack in the Box. They left it alone.
Okay, I'd like every once in a while your eyes were darting. You want to keep your eyes directly with the camera. And that may be because you've got it almost fully memorized. And sometimes when you're not quite sure of what the words are coming next, you kind of reach, your mind reaches, and then your eyes dart away. You want to keep the eyes straight with the camera, you know, unless you go to the paper to grab it and back. All right, good. I want to see, what is your most disgusting food?
Let's just say like cauliflower or something.
Okay, cauliflower. All right. I need to see more. I mean, I want to see your nose crinkle. I mean, why put cauliflower and more cauliflower and more cauliflower so all you taste is cauliflower and not the cheeseburger? I want to see you go big, because when you actually do the words, it's going to go smaller. So let me see you do the cauliflower. I want to see your nose crinkle, that it smells bad, the whole thing. All right, and go.
I mean, why put cauliflower and cauliflower and more cauliflower?
Don't dart your eyes. Don't do this. Straight to me. Okay.
I mean, why put cauliflower and cauliflower and more cauliflower when all you taste is the cauliflower and not the cheeseburger?
Okay, good. All right. Do it again. One more time from the top.
Okay.
I'm going to give you the line. So how's that burger tasting?
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff when all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger?
And not the cheeseburger. Do the transition.
And not the cheeseburger.
Good.
Jack in the Box. Leave it alone.
They left it alone.
Oh, they left it alone.
Okay. What is your favorite food?
Oh, let's say like pasta, I think.
Okay. And not the pasta. And not the cheeseburger. You know, cuddle up to it a little bit. And not the cheeseburger. Let that personality come through. It can't be on the same note as the cauliflower.
Yeah.
And not the cheeseburger. You know, I need to see warmth and fuzziness. Okay. And when leave it alone. Leave it alone. I mean, why? It gives you that lead into, I mean, why? Put pickles, onions, okay? Instead of going, leave it alone. No, it's capitalized. Leave it alone. Okay, one more time. Okay, so how's that cheeseburger?
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put pickles and onions and all sorts of stuff when all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger? Jack in the Box. They left it alone.
Okay, very good. Very good. Good. Now, see, it was totally different than the other actress, but it, you know, it's going to depend on what they want, what look they want, everything, you know, but very good. Okay, so Freshla, I'm probably saying it wrong, but let's do you, and then we'll do some questions, answers. Okay. Can't hear you. Unmute yourself. There you go. Okay. So who are you talking to?
My friend, one of my friends. Her name
What's
is
your
Ellie.
friend? Very specific. What's her
Yeah.
name?
Her name is Ellie.
Okay. And what is she like?
Oh, she likes the hamburger.
No, but what is she like? What's her personality like?
Yeah, she likes the onions and some stuff on the hamburger usually.
No. What's her personality like?
Oh, yeah, she's so nice and so kindly and so just she never just have a complaint to the.
Okay. So she's just a really overall
Yeah,
nice
she's so
person.
easygoing. Yeah.
Okay, so what did she just say to you that's making you say they finally figured it out?
Yeah, because she said me, oh my God, this hamburger is so delicious.
Okay, all right. And where are you? Are you inside Jack in the Box?
Yes.
Okay, all right. So we know where you are. I'm going to give you the first line. Hold your paper out to the side. Okay. And here we go. Oh my God, this hamburger is so delicious.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate hamburger. Sorry, the cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put the pickles and onions and salt after stuff? All you taste is the stuff. Jack in the, sorry,
And
Jack
not
in
the
the Box.
cheeseburger. And not the cheeseburger.
And not the cheeseburger. Jack in the Box. Leave them alone. They left it alone.
Okay. It's interesting because you have an accent and so it takes on a whole different feeling. Now, one of the things I want to warn you about, and this is for everybody, you don't want to go in and out of the camera, right? You don't want to go, it's called swaying. You should be doing that. We should be standing and doing this on our feet, but I think everybody's sitting because they've got a PC or something, but they finally figured it out. They finally figured it out. How to make the old, not that. Okay. So I want you to do it one more time. Your choices were good. And it's very different with the accent. So, but it's good. All right. So, oh my God, this cheeseburger is so delicious.
They finally figured it out. How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. I mean, why put the pickles and onions and salt after the stuff? And all you taste is the stuff and not the cheeseburger. Jack in the Box. They left it alone.
Very good. Very good. Now that was a total different delivery. And do you see when you weren't bobbing?
Yeah, sorry.
You did so much better. You were more focused. Your speaking was much more clear, and it was a total different take than everybody else. It was very good.
Thank you very much.
Very, very good. All right, now I think we're probably over in time, but I want to do that. Yes, we're a little bit over, but I want to do it. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we did tonight or today or whatever, wherever you are? Anybody have a question? Questions? Anybody have a question? Who is that?
Hi, I'm here with Michelle and George.
Okay, yes, hi.
Hi. My question is, when I have 7-year-old twins, how important is the walk when it comes to children?
Okay, the walk with children, they're not going to walk on a straight line. They're going to walk and they're not going to bounce up and down. That's one of the things they will not want. They'll want them to walk like kids. They'll want them to walk like kids, but they do want to see that they actually can pose, walk, get down to the bottom and do 3 poses. 1, 2, and 3 is what I suggest.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, shift the weight, 3. It's very simple. And then walk back, because it's really important for them to pose at the bottom of the runway. Okay. Walking wise, they can't be doing like this. They can't be, the head has to stay, they don't be bending their knees and bouncing up and down and not skipping up and down the runway. They have energy, but it's got to be controlled.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. They're still a form. They're not on a playground. they're actually walking and showing clothing, and they're getting paid $200 an hour to do it.
Okay.
So they have to have a bit of form. They have to have some form. They're always the cutest. The younger they're so cute that it's like they almost can't do anything wrong, but they still do have to have a bit of form.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Joseph.
Yeah, I have one. Like, I know from what it sounds like it is rare, but I'd imagine there will be times where you will have to absolutely have the commercial memorized. And is it the same breakdowns as it is if you had the script in front of you, or is it a little bit different if it's totally memorized?
No, you still break it down the same. The breath, those phrases where you've done the slash mark, gives you a form so that you know when to stop, take a breath, and go on. Otherwise, it sounds like they finally figured it out, how to make the ultimate cheeseburger. It's too fast. It's got to be conversational. Commercials are conversational. We started with, oh my God, this cheeseburger is delicious. They finally figured it out. What do you mean they finally figured it out? How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Well, how do you do that? Leave it alone. Oh, I mean, why it's conversational. When a commercial comes up on TV, it's as if you're having a conversation with the person who's sitting there watching the TV. That's why there are those breaks. It's as if you're having a conversation. And it's another way of, I didn't go through all that because we didn't have time, but it's as if right after every slash mark in your head, you're hearing somebody else say something that's making you go forward. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't want to run things together. The first choice, they finally figured it out, or they finally figured it out. And in your head, you're going, what do you mean you figured out? How to make the ultimate cheeseburger. Leave it alone. You can use your hands, you can use your hands too, but it's phrase by phrase, and it's as if somebody's having a conversation with you, even though you're doing it on your own. Okay, that was a good question. Anybody else have a question? No? No more questions? Well, here's my
Nina has a
instant.
question.
Oh, wait, who has a question? Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Nina.
Yes, I was wondering, what do model agencies look for?
Well, first of all, they look to see that you can communicate with them very well, because they know that when they send you out on an audition, you're going to have to win over the client. And they don't want anybody who is, especially with children, this is a good one for the 7-year-olds. They want the children to be able to talk on their own and not the parents to answer for them. And for the you kids who are teens and beyond, they want you to be able to communicate with them. And one of the biggest auditions that you will ever do over and over again is sometimes you go in and there is no copy. There's no commercial. And they just say, tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us what you did this summer on vacation. And they want to see your personality. They want to hear your voice, see if you have inflection in your voice, or if you just talk very monotone like this. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking for somebody who has a voice that has an inflection and that has a personality, and they're trying to find your personality and if it matches what they want for the commercial. So all of those things. And then, so an agent looks for that when you come into their office, because they know what you're going to, what situations you're going to be in. And when you go out to meet with clients, if they take you on and send you out, you're representing not only yourself, but the entire agency. And so they're looking for good manners, somebody who, that is a credible person. They're going to ask you to do a commercial when you go in. You should have one memorized. Maybe it will be this one. Sometimes they'll say, do you have a memorized commercial? And you go, yes, I do. And they go, good. Here's one that I want you to do that is not memorized. I want you to come in and first do the memorized commercial that you know, and then I want you to do this one. And I'll give you 10 minutes and I'll call you in. So in 10 minutes, you're going to break down the commercial and go in and do it for them, because that's going to give them an idea of how you're going to perform when you're out in the field on a real audition. So they look for all these things.
Thank you.
And your pictures, they want to see that you've got your tools together, your pictures, and all of the things, resume, all the things that you need. Okay, so you want to be prepared with those things as well. Okay, anybody else have a question? Anybody else? Okay, Jeremy, are you there?
I'm still here. Yep.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Let's give her a round of snaps for joining us today, guys. I hope you guys got something out of it. I
Thank
love
you.
how you make everybody interact with you.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes. And thank you for everybody who did offer. Those of you who didn't, do it, you've got the commercial now. You can practice at home and have, ask your 3W questions and do it in front of a mirror or in front of a camera. Have your mom put it in front of a camera and do it. It should be done standing.
And then
Okay.
can we get your Instagram one more time?
Yes, it's SSCHAACK07.
Perfect. I'll drop that in the chat there.
There we go.
Well, excellent. Well, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I know you have a
Thank you.
full day ahead of you. Some of you are already on Sunday. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday, everybody who's on Sunday out there. And we will see you guys next weekend or at your showcase or whenever we're going to see you next. So I'm excited for it. Thank you so much, you guys.
I see lots of hearts going up from different people. Thank you for the hearts and the love. You guys, I wish you all a lot of luck and fun. This business is fun, 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 fun. And don't give up. You're going to get rejected. There's no doubt about it. Every job can't be yours. And it can be for several different reasons. You're not tall enough. They decided to go with somebody with blonde hair instead of dark hair. But one of those times when you audition, it's going to be your job. So you just have to keep at it and definitely keep studying and learn from people who can help you. This is the most important thing. At your ages right now, while you're still living at home, those of you who are living at home, take advantage of it. Because when you get out on your own and you've got to pay bills for everything, it's much harder to study. So really focus on what you're doing. And I hope I get to see you guys again another time. All right?
Thank you.
Okay,
Have a good
bye-bye.
weekend, everyone.